not... Oh my goodness, everything is breaking already. Already, everything is breaking. That's fine. So, plan of action today will be pretty much... we're gonna bring back my Duna crew that glitched out around Duna, and we left them there. Jeb, Bob, Val, and Bill. So we're gonna bring them back, and then I think I might do some like station building or something, something interesting. I don't know. I might put it up to a community-led vote. We'll kind of see. Like, I'll come up with different scenarios on what we can build. Doesn't necessarily mean that we would be able to do everything in the space of a stream, because I do only plan on it being a short stream today, but we'll see. The first thing I kind of want to know is whether or not they fixed the bug where you can't time warp faster than like 4 times speed in the transfer planner window thingy-mabob. I know what I mean. It's fine. I want to know if they fix that bug, because that'll be like the first thing that we're going to be doing today is getting the rendezvous for the return from Duna to Kerbal. Oh, that is good. Do you know what I've realized? We're gonna need to figure out, like, this is the future of Kerbal. We need to figure out where the we're gonna need to figure out the ejection angles and stuff for, like, Duna to Jewel to Dres and things like that, right? Because when we start building bases out, and I plan on, like, this is the future of Kerbal 2, I plan on building... What is wrong with this? Oh my goodness. I might use this today. We could utilize this... You know how I was asking, where did the struts go? They're not actually here in the build itself. No, I want to utilize this today. So we're going to bring back Bob, Val, and Bill with this. I need to give it a name. This is not the Minmus Spaceplane project. I do need to name the... I guess because it's Blackbird, we'll call it Silver Wing or something like that. And I might also, at some point, we will need to rebuild all of my other space planes, which I think would be pretty fun. Although I have a feeling that some of them are going to be difficult to transition through because we use a lot of fairing clipping things. Okay, so that should be Silver Wing. Okay, right, we'll delete that. Delete. Thank you. Save. I don't like the save files, I've got to say. I have been quite vocal about the way that these save files work. I think in the first session of Kerbal, I was very vocal about it. It's I don't know. I just don't know why they needed to fix something that wasn't broken, in my opinion. Now, I would still like to take this out to Minmus, but I can't. We're not doing that today. Or like do a Minmus variant on this, or maybe not. Maybe not a spaceplane to Minmus. Like, let's do something bigger and better. Right, tracking station. That's what I want to do. Because we have we have, around Duna, we have this combined 11 and 9, which if we focus, let's just have a look, see if I can control that. Bartholomew Kerman. Okay, so this is not what I was thinking. But anyway, this is a vessel around Duna, hopefully. Right. That isn't a good sign, is it? That really isn't a good sign. that isn't a good sign. already Kerbal is cracking me out, you know. It's not a good sign. Oh, I miss Kerbal 1. But I'm determined to play Kerbal 2 a little bit. The thing is that if... No, I didn't want to go here, did I? I wanted to go to the... No, I don't want to go to the training center. Do you know what? We could do some of these, actually. If we're failing to find projects, I could do some training stuff. Because I've not actually gone through it, and I'm interested to know what the training things entail. Combine 9. Control. Ah, there we go. It exists. There we go. And we've got all of the right Kerbals on. It is very dark in here, but that's fine. So we want to get this, and we need to figure out when the next transfer is. So I think Kerbin needs to kind of like be back here somewhere around there. So we need to push Kerbin around. So in order to do that, we're going to go to the tracking station. Going to set focus. And, oh right, yeah, because we are still controlling this, we can't actually time warp. Okay, so that bug still exists. So let's control that. Ooh. Yes. Oh, the game is not liking it today. I think we're at the KSC. It's just not loaded in. There we go. Apart from the camera is all weird. Oh, goodness sakes. Oh, Kerbal, why? It's... There we go. Okay, yeah, so I've got this. It does have a Kerbal on board, which is not supposed to be there. Can I just recover you? I can plant flag. Well, fine. How are you bigger than the capsule you just got out of? Oh, I see. He's in that direction. Oh, that's actually pretty neat that you can kind of get that close and it shows you. Cool. Didn't know that was a thing. Right, anyway, what we want to do, we want to now go to the tracking station and we need to time warp. And we need Duna to kind of like be out here, I believe. Yeah, we need Kerbin to get to about 90 degrees. Is it 90 degrees or is it like 70 degrees? 75 degrees. Okay. I did say in the last stream, I'm not very good at getting these transfer windows right. So that's So that's about 90 degrees. That's about 80 degrees maybe. I'll leave it a little bit longer. Okay, that'll do, that'll do, that'll do. Right there. Okay, so let's control this back and we'll see if we can get a... This is not what I wanted to control. I want to control that one. This one can be destroyed. So there's nothing on that. Okay, so we want a burn that is about here, I believe. It only needs to be like 100 meters. Oh, wait, no, I'm wrong. Maybe it's on that side of the planet. Okay, that's not quite right, but maybe it's about here then? Doodle 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 doodle. I can never remember where we're supposed to burn. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, maybe it's there. And I want to set as target, I guess. Part ineffective. Come on. Focus on there. And then I should be able to set Kerbal as target. That's what we want to do. Aha. That's what we're after. Okay. Let's go. Focus here, please. That's still not quite right. I don't know what some of these controls actually do, to be honest. Ugh, I hate that you can't control this properly. Oh, but you can't see the intersection nodes unless you like zoom out, and I think I've messed this up. Okay, so there they are. So that is not quite right though, is it? I wonder if it's because I've got a dodgy inclination. Maybe. It could be. That could be the case. So here, let's set up a new maneuver node. over there. And we're going to try really hard to select that maneuver node that we've just created, but it's not going to. Okay. Can I select this one? I can. Why can I not select that one? I can now. Okay. Oh, for goodness sakes. Patience. Patience with the game. I've only just started playing it today. I feel like 1 degree is not gonna do much, and that hasn't made any difference. So why? Why is that not quite right? What do we need to do here to alter this? Oh my goodness, why is it so difficult to mess with these maneuver nodes? Create the maneuver node. No, I want this one. Oh my god. Delete that one. I don't know what this one is. Delete that as well. So how far are we? Distance from target. We are 6,600,000 kilometers away. So if I create a maneuver node here, we'll bring this down just to see if we can manipulate this a little bit out in deep space. Right, where are we now? 6.2. So it did help a little bit, not much. Holy shit. I might have to wait for Kerbal to get a little bit... Oh my god, it's just... Why? I hate these maneuver nodes. These maneuver nodes are not fun. Like, they have taken maneuver nodes which were already temperamental and annoying, and they've made them worse somehow. I don't know how they've managed to do this, but they have. They've made maneuver nodes worse. That's too much. Take it back. The thing is, I've got quite a lot of Delta V to play with here, so it's not like a super huge problem if we have to do like course correction and things like that. Why? I can't, because it keeps selecting other things. Like, I'm clicking on this part of the maneuver node and then it moves. So it moves this when you select it, and then you can't mess with the prograde. Okay. You see, that's worse. So we should... I probably need to pull the maneuver node back, I think. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think when the best point of the ejection angle is going to be. Here, we'll create a new one because oh, it was too slow. See, I was always under the impression that that ejection angle was the best. About there. For Duna. But as you burn, you're actually increasing your apoapsis there, so that's not an efficient ejection angle. It's got to be... it can't be further back. It's not over here, is it? No. So that's doing the opposite, so... is it there? Might be. Oh, come on. No, it's not there, because that is... oh wait, no, hold on. Maybe my first ideas were actually wrong, and maybe I need to bring it over onto this side of the planet a bit more. 4 million. So we're getting closer. Yeah, so actually maybe it is more like 2 million. Yeah, okay, so actually it was the time of the ejection burn that I was getting wrong. So maybe it is about here, which is interesting because... I've gone too far. Yeah, okay, so I think the most efficient is about there, which is interesting. I didn't know that, so I'm learning. Oh, please. Game. Why? Okay, maneuver nodes are not fun. Have they ever been fun, though? Have they really ever been fun? Oh, please, just let me edit the fucking prograde. What are we on now? Move it a little bit closer, maybe? Increase prograde. I don't know what the ideal value for the return is, but we're getting there. That was under a misconception then. For the ejection burn around Duna. I thought the ejection burn had to be on the solar side, but actually it's not. It's... oh. We have an encounter. Is there a way that I can have a look where that encounter is, please? Do you know what? Oh yeah, I just realized you can kind of like map around, move around. Apart from I can't. Ugh. How do I reset the camera? Is it home? Yeah. So I would like to focus here, please. So that is obviously not quite where I want to be. So let's just... well, the thing is with this, as long as we've got that encounter, we can do a course correction, and it's not going to be like the end of the world. Oh. Okay. It looks like it's coming in on a retrograde angle. So what I'm tempted with here is to try and get it like a lunar slingshot, but they're quite difficult to do, I think. Oh, no. Ooh, okay. Do you know what would be a really great idea for maneuver nodes? And I said this in Kerbal 1. If you could lock all of the different directions and only choose prograde to mess with. Because the moment I hit this button there, it changed the ejection angle. So now I've got to do all of that again. Got to get that right in that exact spot that I was in before. And now we're pretty much like... Well, do you know what? Let's get rid of that. That was 690 meters a second. So we can create another maneuver node. Oh, let's just maybe not be time warping at like 1,000,000 miles an hour as well. That might help. Gives us a little bit extra time. And we're looking for about 660, I think. That's 700. So let's focus over here. We'll try and reduce that down, shall we? Ugh. No, that's not what I want. You've got to have the patience of the frickin' saint to do these maneuver nodes. That's too much. Take it back. So about 670 should be right. We just move this forward a bit. Maybe it's not 670? Ugh. I put 700 on the board and that should cause it for me to be able to find this maneuver node. Be there somewhere. So we've got a slight encounter. Let's focus. Hey Charming, how's it going, my dude? I hate doing maneuver nodes. Just as a general rule, I hate doing maneuver nodes that are like this, because they are the worst. Well, that's coming in prograde, so that's good. We need to... No. I think something that's hindering me here actually is my inclination angle. But we can... Pretty good. Just saw you're on, so I thought I'd pop in for some soothing British background. Nice. Well, welcome in. Well, let's get this transfer as cheap as we can. We can then basically we can play around with this maneuver node that we've got now in deep space. Oh, we've got a Mon encounter. Interesting. Oh, but we don't have the maneuver node path past the Mon, which is annoying. We're getting there though. It's coming together. Whoops. Swear we were in the atmosphere then, like. I mean, I'm curious to know. 1,000 kilometers, not bad, not bad. So the Mun here is actually actively trolling me now. Can I add a maneuver node here? Ooh, yes, I can. Okay, so if we wanted to use... We could use the Mun as a gravity slingshot, then do a burn down here. Absolutely, we could do that. The Mun will help us slow down. Which is a complete accident, by the way. What is the periapsis? 27? Let's do that. Shall we? Should we aim for that? I think that would be a cool thing to aim for. I mean, it's going to create quite a high periapsis here, but while we're around the Mun, we can really, like, we can do a small burn here and just slow ourselves down a little bit around the Mun, and that should kick us into a lower periapsis, maybe? Maybe not. Hold on. I need to figure this out. I need to figure this out. So I want to create maneuver node there. And I want to do a radial outburn. That feels like that's going to be a lot of delta V to make that change. I wish I could see how much delta V this thing had. Because that could be quite a fun little capture, right? Like something like that. And that will help slow us down, look, because look at that ejection angle. But I have a feeling that that's this maneuver there is probably not. It's probably going to speed us up, actually. So, do I want to get rid of the debris? Yeah, I do. Just so I stop clicking on it. I don't know what that debris was, but it was probably the lunar lander actually that I had there. It was the remains of a lunar lander. It's not. So if we really utilize this, what happens? Collision course with the Mun. Now, ideally, I want to be on a path that is on a retrograde angle to the Mun, because that will kick us back into the... If we create a maneuver there... So that kicks us... Wait, hold on. How does this work? So if we went in retrograde, it should kick us down slower into a lower orbit, right? If we're using a gravity assist by the Mun. Oh my goodness. Hey, Discount. How's it going, my dude? Or do we want to go prograde because we're returning? Tis Friday. Tis Friday. I'll move over here. So this is a 7-kilometer angle. And if we utilize this and slow down on the retrograde, so we could actually utilize the Mun here and really pull in the periapsis. The problem is I don't know how much delta V that's going to require. Around the Mun, like, because we're using the Mun's gravity to help slow us down. Do we need to do that? Hold on, what happens if I get rid of that? I got rid of the whole maneuver. Of course it did. Of course it did. Because why would it get rid of the last maneuver node that I placed in? Yeah, just get rid of the whole of the maneuver nodes. Absolutely. What are those lines? Okay, let's see if we can recreate that again. Probably it's not going to be possible. I'm not going to lie, they've somehow managed to make maneuver nodes worse in Kerbal 2. It was pretty difficult for them to be able to do this, but somehow they've managed to make maneuver nodes and maneuver node making even worse. This whole interface that they've done, it looks pretty, but it just isn't functional. Have to do that to cancel out the inclination. That's where I'd been going wrong, I think. Because we have a weird inclination around Duna. So our return is creating an inclination. Those orbit lines to the encounters, absolutely, yeah, that's true. Like, don't get me wrong, they've fixed a lot of the bugs that they've came wrong, but across. But I think the whole maneuver node system needs a massive rework. Their mistake was that they basically designed it around Kerbal 1's game, and Kerbal 1's maneuver nodes were already annoying when it comes to like interplanetary stuff. And for idiots like me that kind of do rely on the maneuver nodes themselves, to do anything interplanetary is slightly annoying. Okay, so this is a lot more delta V here, but that's probably because the injection is not quite right from Duna, but I don't care. So that should be on the equator line. So all I need to do now is kind of adjust when I'm doing this burn. There we go. That is the sort of thing that I want to be seeing. That right there. Holy mother of God, that took its time. Whew. It's not perfect, but we can adjust this. Like we can play with this a lot more, right? Like when we're in deep space or whatever. It's a little bit more delta V than what I think we need, but you know, I've got a... Oops, that's not good. You know, I've got a maneuver node there that I'm a lot happier with. Is that a retrograde? Is that the exit? That's exiting. So hold the phone. Is retrograde clockwise or anti-clockwise? I can never freaking remember. It's anti-clockwise, right? So this would be a retrograde orbit. It's anti-clockwise. So this is no good. This is no good. This is not what we want. We want... Okay. Good job I figured that out. So we now want... We want this. And the mun is in the way. Perfect. Get. Hey Serenity, how's it going? Right, well, let's try and use the mun to our advantage. And for the mun, we want a retrograde orbit anyway, because that will give us... Oh, wait, no. Here we go. Here we go. That's... No, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. Almost there. We might be able to save it. Now, we could use area brakes when we get there as well. So that is an option, but for the now I will. Try and get this as close as possible. I don't spend too much time doing maneuver nodes. Do I actually want to... Wait, no, I need to... ...724 meters a second. That's quite high, isn't it, discount, for a return from Duna? Or is that about right? Why do I have a feeling that that's quite a high delta V requirement? What is the transfer window? I usually would go for about 500 meters a second. 700 meters a second is a big... That's a lot, right? Or am I just wrong? I'm asking 500-ish. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, 500-ish. That's what I would usually be expecting. So this is quite a high delta V return. Not 100% sure though. No, I was also thinking around the 500 mark. So this is quite high. Ah, there we go. Delta V requirements. Do you know what? I should have just looked at this. Yeah, it's 250, 130, so it's about 450 with a little bit of leeway. So this is quite high. This is about 200 meters a second more expensive. However, I'm not messing around with this anymore. So we're gonna go for the expensive delta V requirements. I think I've got the spare delta V. I should have the about the spare delta V. I need to update that because there's a newer thing. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Let me see if I can update that link. because I've got a more up-to-date version of that, like, stored away, and I never got around to updating it. Ooh, that's a long paste. There you go. Try it now. It's a little bit longer link, but it's got the transfer windows on there. So slightly more up to date. Also, it's got a grayed out background, which is a lot nicer for the eyes. So. Anyway. Okay, so I don't know what the burn time is going to be, because these engines are not great. And it also does depend when we leave. Now, about 100 meters a second for this required delta V is probably being spent on translation, right? So we've got our ascending nodes to cancel out in order for us to get an orbit, because we're in a bit of a weird inclination around Duna, right? So that's probably why it's a little bit more expensive than the 500, is because we're trying to cancel out this weird orbit that we've got ourselves into right off the bat. If you look there, like, we're leaving on a weird track. So that'll be why it's more expensive. That's why it's the 724 meters a second as opposed to like 500 meters a second. That'll be why. That makes sense. I forgot that we're in a weird orbit. So I think it's going to be okay. So our swerve engines are activated. Can we not have a weird camera angle, please? Thank you. So I'm going to do a full... No. I'm going to do a full save here. Family last word. I think it's going to be okay. That's why I did the save. And we are going to... So, according to this, I've got 4,000 meters a second fuel left. I don't know whether I trust that, but that should be more than enough to be able to circularize around Kerbal. And like I said, if I do feel like, actually maybe not, like, we can always do a mid-course correction, come into the atmosphere and use aero braking. Because there's no thermal threshold, right? We're not going to blow up in the atmosphere. So I could go quite low down. But absolutely correct, Serenity. Famous last words. Okay, let's warp to the maneuver. I don't know if the stop burn and start burn... Whoop, steady. I don't know whether that is correct or not. What's the plan? Don't tell me you want to land that thing. No, we're not landing. We're just circularizing around Kerbal, then we're going to send a space plane to go and get the Kerbals from this. That was always the design of this, was the fact that the idea of this style of craft is that this is supposed to remain in orbit around either Duna or Kerbal. You've got a lander inside that you bring back with you, and then basically it docks to a station or something, gets refueled, and then is sent back on its way. However, That being said, you cannot do that in this version of the game. And I'm going to shut up and focus on this. Okay, so there is an issue that we've got ourselves into here. I'm going to try and correct it. The maneuver node didn't... Can we actually set that as target, please? Please, game, I swear to God. Set, middle click. I don't want to control, I want to set as target. Actually, I don't even want that. I want you to focus over here, so then I can select Kerbal as target. Holy mother of God, the loops you have to go through. Okay, let's focus. Focus. Right, so whereabouts are we? So now it's a matter of doing like small corrections and stuff. Okay, I think what I might do then is in interstellar space, now that I've got that, is make the corrections here. I hate maneuver. I hate doing interstellar stuff. I hate it. I hate it with a passion because of maneuver nodes. They're so difficult to use. It's fine. So, right, let's... That is not what I wanted you to do, but yeah, sure. Why not move my maneuver node all the way over there? Create maneuver node there, and I want it to stay there, please. Then... I would like to go retrograde. See, this is only a 60 meter a second burn anyway, so we're good. $19 meters a second. That's not the way I want. There we go. Cool. So that's only a 90 meters a second burn, so this is okay. Just wait until we get the Crucible Interstellar, it'll be fine. Interstellar will be fine then, yeah. Like, actually, the periapsis on this is still way off. Apparently 500 meters. I really wish I could lock that. Oh, I can. I can lock it. No. Okay, so that's a 19 meters a second burn there. So we're gonna hit set control to the maneuver. And we should slowly be rotating around. I've got 3,000 meters a second, which should be enough to circularize around Kerbin, right? On engine power only. It should be like... $900 meters a second, something like that, to circularize around Kerbin. So we've got more than enough delta V. I've got enough delta V to be able to do mid-course correction changes, that sort of thing. So it's kind of what I'm hoping. We shall see. Around about 1,000, yeah. So it's saying down here 3,000. So we've got 3,000 meters a second spare, which tells you that I actually did quite an efficient launch with this, because I mean, I think I planned for about 2,000 meters a second spare in the craft. But I thought I was bringing back payload. I thought I was going to be bringing the lander back. We don't have the lander. That'll be where the extra Delta V's came from. The lander isn't coming back with us because we couldn't dock it back up because of a strut that's just randomly here. Because of a bug, basically. The game provided a bug, and you can't quite see it because we're in the shade. So if I just warp a little bit further, there is a strut that is hovering over the cargo bay. I can't. You can't quite see it. But, well, you can if I move the camera. But basically, just there. Ugh. I don't know if you can see it, but basically it was stopping the lander from coming back, so we ditched the lander. Also, the center point of the camera is like here, I think. So potentially that's the center of mass. Don't know if it works the same as in Kerbal. My maneuver node's like way out here. Thanks for the hint with the chase cam. Was a lifesaver for Valentina at least. Cool. No worries, Serenity. Glad I could help. Hey! Does the music change now? Okay, now this maneuver node doesn't look like it's in the correct place. So I might delete this maneuver node and add a new one here. It's going to be more efficient to do that there anyway. Oh wait, what? Hold on a second. Where's my encounter with... Why is my AP like crazy high? Do you see that? Like, what is going on? What is that bug? We're not on the orbital change that we're supposed to be on. Let's load game. Huh? So this is the thing. You can't play the game when there's bugs like this. Good old KSP maneuver nodes. Yeah. Oh, it wasn't the maneuver node. Like, I've done the burn that was supposed to get me on a direct course to Kerbin. I've done that burn and then it's put me on a completely different thing. What? No, that's not what I want. Oh, I swear to God. Okay, let's go back to that autosave there. Learned on the first day, do not rely on them. I use them for burn direction, and then I open up the map and ignore the burn time. I wasn't using the burn time, I was using it via the map. When I did the burn, look, on this burn, so we get rid of this, let's get rid of that maneuver node for a sec. With this burn, this is post-burn, we have entering SOI. I didn't do any burns, set up a maneuver node out here to get so this is pre-burn right now. We're on this course correction. If I time warp to outside of the SOI, my whole orbit changed. I don't know if it will happen again, but we shall see. It wasn't the maneuver node that messed up. It was all of a sudden I'm on the wrong course. As soon as I left the sphere of influence, it put me on like a different trajectory. Look, my AP's like way out here now. Do you see that? So it's not the maneuver node, it's the planned course trajectory that is just like way off. So how am I ever gonna get? Like you can't plan on things if the maneuver knows that they're like if the course that you're getting on is completely different to the course that you. I thought it was weird. I thought the ejection angle from Duna was wrong, but the maneuver nodes. Okay, let me see if I can try and compile my thoughts for a second and explain what's gone wrong. So on this autosave. No, this autosave. Actually, let's go back to the forced save before I did the burn, because I didn't think that the burn was correct. And I'll kind of explain what is wrong here and what's going wrong, if I can, right? Let me be able to vocalize and so that I can explain so that we're not making this mistake again. Okay, so I always thought that when you do your ejection burn from Duna, you have to kind of like do it out here with the sun on the Duna side, right? I thought it was around about here and it's going out, but the maneuver node here is telling me to do it on the dark side of Duna, which I thought, okay, that's interesting. That's the burn that we did entering the sphere of influence of Kerbal, but then once we broke the sphere of influence of Duna, it actually kicks us out towards Dres instead of bringing us in, which I should have just gone with my gut and moved the maneuver node down to where we are now, kind of thing. But the problem that I have with that is that I can't play the game without the maneuver nodes. I can't do that. I'm already bad at doing course correction changes and doing burns. If these maneuver nodes are faulty in any way, I can't play the game. Like, I can't do it without that. I can't just eyeball a maneuver back to Kerbal. Like, I've never been able to do that. I will never be able to do that because I can't visualize where Kerbal is or like what sort of ejection and that sort of stuff. It's very difficult for my brain to be able to do that. So the fact that I did this burn and didn't get that encounter, even if we go onto the autosave that we have here, right? So this is post-burn autosave. The post-burn autosave is telling us that our trajectory, without any maneuver nodes, is going to hit Kerbal's sphere of influence. Right, so let's get rid of this maneuver node. Our trajectory, whilst we're still in the Duna sphere of influence, is hitting the sphere of influence of Kerbal. But I guarantee that if I warp to out here now, so if we time warped out to this point, actually that apoapsis there will become a periapsis, and our apoapsis will be going out to Dres. And that's because we've done our burn on the dark side of Duna. If you do the burn on the dark side of a planet, you go out further than the planet's sphere of influence. If you do it on the light side of the planet, then you pull of the body, then you pull it in closer to the other orbiting body. It's the same as when you go out to the Mun, for instance. I'm a lot better at eyeballing it at the Mun. So if you burn on the sun's side of the Mun, you go further away from Kerbal because you're using the gravitational pull of Mun to push yourself out further. That's in prograde. If you're going retrograde, it's a different story. It's the opposite. You have to switch it over. So I don't know if any of that made any sense, but if we time warp to this point here, after we've exited the sphere of influence of Duna, I guarantee you the game will, in fact, will slow down so that we can watch it. Let's warp to here. Oh god, game. It's time warp to here. I only use the cheese to get to the Mun. What is the cheese? So I can just point and shoot for the Mun, nice and easy. I'm very good at getting the encounter with the Mun, but when it comes to like Duna and Kerbal, I rely on the maneuver nodes because my brain can't work out the different. Like, there's too much going on basically because you've got to get your transfer window correct, you've got to get your ejection burn correct down to a T, you've got to get too much going on, and my brain just, I've never been able to do it, and yeah. Wait until the Mun is directly above you and start burning from the launch pad. I mean, you're going to be wasting a lot of fuel. That's not the best way of doing it. See, for the Mun, what I would do, get into a 100-kilometer orbit, 100 by 100 kilometer orbit, which is easy on an equatorial plane of 0, right? So you're on the equatorial inclination, an inclination of 0 degrees to the equator. And then from there, as soon as the Mun starts to rise, just burn prograde for about 850 meters a second, and you will eventually hit the Mun, thereabouts. And that's a good way of doing it. And you can kind of do that. There's a lot of different ways of doing it. I never said it was efficient, but it's cheesy. It is cheesy. You're like, right. Okay. So here, anyway, let's time warp closer. As soon as we swap sphere of influences, I guarantee that this projected orbit, which is currently heading for Kerbal, will change. And if it doesn't, we'll go from there. But I have a feeling that it's going to change. So let's watch it in real time. That's 4 minutes away, so we'll go to there. Okay, so we've got about 20 seconds. Right, okay. Hands are off the controls. Nothing, no input. I've even turned SAS off completely. On this current trajectory, we are going to hit the sphere of influence of Kerbal. Hands off the controls. We'll wait like 10 seconds, and I guarantee you that that orbit will change because the Kerbal isn't doing things correctly. And lo and behold, now the AP is like way away. It's going out towards Dres. It's in the wrong direction, and it's not going to hit. It's not going to hit Kerbal. The game isn't working correctly, and it's very difficult to do interplanetary stuff with this level of bugs. I'm not going to have any enjoyment playing the game if the game is telling me things that's wrong. This should have been patched on the first patch. The first patch should have fixed this shit. And it didn't. It didn't fix it. Why didn't they fix it? Paid £45 for this shit. Come on now. I'm going to be incredibly harsh on the game developers right now because they had, like... I mean, okay, no, I'm not going to be harsh on the game developers because they did fix some of the issues with the maneuver nodes, because the maneuver nodes weren't showing the next the next body of influence, right? So you couldn't see anything with the maneuver nodes. But the maneuver nodes are not, like, they're not working, clearly. So I can't play the game. It's as simple as that. Like, and I'm a fairly advanced player when it comes to Kerbal. I can't play the game in this state. And that was the whole dilemma that made me, like, not want to carry on. You know, it's very demoralizing. Come on, like... Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to load the game. And we're going to guess. And if I can't get it on the first guess, I've got this load game here to fall back on. But we're going to guess. That's what we're going to do. And if I don't get it right away, if I'm wrong, then it is what it is. We've got that save file to go back to. But yeah, there's obviously there's something in the game's code. So I'm gonna go back to my original hunch here, and I could still be wrong with this, but I thought to leave Duna, you need to be burning at the end, at about here, prograde. Hope one day it will be a good game for me to play, but yeah, it's a bit frustrating, but equally wonder if the devs had their hands forced with the publishers. Absolutely, they did. I'm being unfair. I'm frustrated and I'm being unfair. I think the publishers definitely had, you know, forced the hands of the devs. And the devs, with the first patch, have fixed a lot of the bugs. And I thought that this save file was corrupted, and this save file is still playable, so... Fair enough. That's fair. Kerbal 1 was in a way worse shape when it was first released. No, I don't think it was. Like, when it was first released, or when it was first in alpha. Early access. It's not fair to compare the two, I think, Serenity. It's not fair to... At the moment, I'm a bit pissed off, so it's not fair for me to overly comment. But yeah, okay. So I'm just eyeballing this now. I'm curious to see if I can get this right. So I think it should be about there. That was about 500 meters a second. What we're going to do, I'm going to time warp to here. I have a feeling as soon as we leave the sphere of influence of Duna, that planned trajectory will change. But I could be wrong. So this planned trajectory, that periapsis is probably wrong. And I'm kind of counting on the fact that it is wrong. Yeah, no, I'm just frustrated. That I think that's what my I'm very frustrated right now. I feel like I don't know. I feel like £45 is a lot of money to not actually have a product at the end of it. It cost less, but had a lot less features. Had less features. Did it have less features, though? Did it? I don't think it did. I think it was in pretty much this state, and it was a lot less. I mean, it was what, like £5–10? Kerbal in early access. In fact, actually, early access Kerbal was free. It was free to play. It was a free to play game. Like, the actual early access was released by, like, the 4 or 5 developers on a website, and you could just download it and play it. It was £10. The actual original early access, pre-beta, the alpha version of the game, it was released free. so that people could play it and see it fail and help them develop it. And that version was in a worse state than what this is, but only just. You had the Mun, you had Kerbin, and you had a few rocket parts, and that was about it. But that version was free. Then the beta version came out, and that was released on Steam, I believe. Because I'm talking about the pre-Steam version. Then the beta version came out, and that was about £10, and you had more or less all the planetary bodies in that. You had all sorts of other things. Probably not as many parts as what you've got in Kerbal, but that was about getting the game to work anyway, so I think it's unfair. It's unfair to compare the two games. At the beginning, I was comparing the two games, saying, well, because when I first started playing Kerbal, I had like a laptop, and I was doing it at like 2 frames a second kind of thing. So I was kind of like, well, it's okay. I can deal with the bugs. I can deal with all this. But actually, there's a lot more money that's gone into Kerbal 2, I think. And there's they should have learnt from the mistakes of Kerbal 1 and made the correct changes. But a lot of the changes seem like it's arbitrary. Yeah. That isn't what I was expecting. So the apoapsis did change, but it still increased. Okay, one more try. One more try, and then I'm sacking it off, and we're going to go and play RimWorld, because I'm not playing a game that's this broken. You can't do interplanetary stuff if your orbits are changing. If your projected orbits are changing, you can't do interplanetary stuff. So I guess then it's here then? Yeah, if your projected orbits change as soon as you leave a planetary body, you can't do interplanetary stuff. That's not fair. I guess we just have to wait until it gets patched again, till they actually fix the game to be able to play it. The thing is, I want to explore the Kerbal system. That's what I want to do, and I can't do it because the maneuver nodes are not working still. They have fixed some of the maneuver nodes, so because originally this craft couldn't make a maneuver node at all, so I can make a maneuver node now, it's just it's not accurate. Okay, we're gonna burn prograde, and I'm gonna do about 500-ish meter a second burn, and that should bring our periapsis down to where it should be, and then we'll try and force the maneuver node in deep space. So it should be about there. So if I'm now warp to outside of the sphere of influence of Duna, we'll see what that does. Yeah. I know what the bug is. I know what the bug is. And basically they've got the orbital inclination of Duna reversed. There's some code somewhere that's like -1 instead of +1 on the maneuver node planning around Duna. It might be around all planetary bodies, I don't know, but that's a bug. So I found it. We found the solution. We've got to guess and then create the maneuver once we're outside of the sphere of influence. That's kind of the only way around it. So let's bring that down. We want to focus. Set as target. Hey animal, we're finding bugs in Kerbal still. It might still be impossible for us to actually get this encounter, but we shall see. This is still like a 500-meter burn. And all of the lag. Womble stinks of banana pancakes. Oh, don't say that. I'm gonna get hungry. Alright, what do we have here? So that's 500 meters a second burn. Oh, come on, please. Don't be a dick, game. Please, game. Don't be a dick. This is quite a big burn, but I'm fortunate in the fact that I... Oh, come on, please. You're being a dick right now. So I've got no paragrade here, so I don't actually know if it is going to capture, but we shall see. Oh, that's around the Mun. Oh, that's there though. Hey cutie, how's it going? How are you? So that's a 530 meter a second burn, which is a big burn to have, but... we've got enough to still be able to circularize. We'll aim with this, and then we can always do a course correction when we enter the Kerbin's sphere of influence. We'll try that. So I'm going to... I'm not going to save, because we've got the other save file that we did before we left Duna's sphere of influence. But we will go to that. This looks fun. It's not fun. It's full of bugs. Don't buy this game. If you want to play Kerbal, play Kerbal 1. I don't know why I'm putting myself through this. Kerbal 2 is very, very, very buggy right now. Kerbal 2 is pretty. Yeah, Kerbal 2 is pretty. That's effectively what it is. The meat and the potatoes of the game isn't working right now. So I'm having to really fall back on my air quotes knowledge of Kerbal, of the first game. So guess what I'm doing? What are you doing? Kerbal 1 is stable, absolutely. Why are we shouting? I don't know. What are you doing, cutie? What have you been doing? I'm going to start this burn now, I think. So it's about a 500 meters a second burn. I'm pointed in roughly the right direction. And we're just going to hope it works. Going back to school for physics. Nice. Going to astrophysics. Awesome. That's pretty cool. I tried to go back to school for engineering and that failed. Now I just stab people for a living. Out of context. Sentences are great. I love it. I stab people? So I'm a venipuncturist. I take blood for a living. I work in the blood supply. But it's funnier to say I stab people for a living. I noticed that the burn wasn't quite working right, so I shut it off. It is. It is a lot. It's a lot funny. So, I think I need to go radial out, maybe? Not sure. This thing does not like to rotate round, so I'm just gonna try and use the gyros in this thing. It's got quite a lot of gyros in, which is weird that it doesn't like doing it, but it is what it is. So I think I need to go radial out and slight prograde. We'll see. But there we go. We've got a maneuver. We've got an intercept. We haven't got inclination. Why do space planes hate you? Good nitrogen. I need to turn that off for a second. So that redemption is for when I play RimWorld. I will try and remember it though, QD, and I can put you in my RimWorld save if you'd like. I've got a few robots that need to be renamed. So I've got 3 Militors, which are like shotgun robots. I've got a cleaner bot that needs to be renamed. And I think that's it. Good nitrogen. Okay, I'll try and remember. I think I'm playing RimWorld on Saturday, so if you're not here, someone else needs to remind me. I'm looking at my mods for that. So I'm kidding. Well, I'm not. I mean, I'm not going to remember. I'm not kidding about that. Focus on this. I will do my best to remember that. Also, what's my time zone? My time zone is GMT. Saturday would be probably about midday Saturday my time. Okay, so I don't have a periapsis for this, so this is going to be very difficult to figure out. So it's all about guesswork. Okay, so I'm actually going to go retrograde now. Um, 12 o'clock UTC until Sunday. 7 a.m. for you? Potentially, yeah. Yeah, until Sunday. Yeah, because we're not on British summertime yet. We're on GMT, which is UTC. Same. So I usually start around about midday. But I might be later. It all depends on whether I can be bothered or not. What day is it today? It's Friday. I'll probably start later, I'll be honest. The 0.1 version of your spaceplane seems to be completely broken now. So, first off, what game are you doing it on for your spaceplane? Second off, what are your requirements for your spaceplane? And thirdly, actually, no, it's just those two. Thirdly, what's the issues with your spaceplane? So those three questions go out as a standard rule, Serenity. Then maybe I can help. No D&D this Saturday, right? No D&D this Saturday. We're not going to be back until Janice is settled in Canada, because the next D&D session will have heavy story, and I need all the players there. So it's good to have a couple of. It's been good to have a couple of weeks for me, because I think I needed a little bit of a rest for prepping D&D stuff, because effectively, more or less all of my downtime at the moment has been doing D&D things, and I don't mind that. I've had a lot of fun doing it, but it is good to have a rest. I'm going in the wrong direction. I need to go normal. Not anti-normal. So it is very good to have breaks and stuff from things. So I'm actually glad that I've not spent my entire time on my annual leave for the last 2 weeks doing D&D stuff, which is probably what I would have been doing if we'd have been doing normal D&D at normal times. So I'm kind of glad we've had that hiatus, actually. And it's been long enough for me to have missed doing D&D as well, so that's good. Okay, so let's try and get this between normal and radial out. So it'll be somewhere up here on the nav ball. I'm just playing around with this until it kind of looks like the periapsis is where I want it to be. I've still got like 3,000 meters a second spare, so we should be good. We've still got a dodgy inclination here. I'm waiting for career mode in Kerbal 2 at the moment, but that might only happen in May. May? That's actually a lot closer than what I thought. Well, I think it's science mode, right? They're not, as far as I'm aware, they're not doing a full-on career mode. Unless science mode is their career mode, and they're getting rid of the actual science mode from Kerbal 1. The 0.1 version had 2 tons payload. Okay, 2-ton payload. Got to orbit. It wasn't nice circularization orbit, but at least it got to orbit. Now it doesn't even stabilize on the runway going left and right. And as soon as it takes off, it flaps in one direction and crashes, even though it was built in symmetry mode. So to the garbage bin it goes. All I need is a docking port and be able to rendezvous in KSB orbit, and then build ISV, slam them on and off it, and go to Joule. Interesting. There's this Kerbal 2 that you're doing it in, because, yeah, space planes in Kerbal 2 are a bit broken. If it's Kerbal 1, I might be able to help. But doesn't stabilize on the runway, it's going left and right. Is that while it's landed? Because that sounds like a problem with your landing gear, and there's a way that you can get around that. Basically, what that sounds like, at least for me, is potentially there's too much load on your landing gear. No, I'm doing anti-normal, not normal. I'm an idiot. Yeah, this is not what I want. So now it's coming in on a direct polar orbit, which is obviously not ideal. But I kind of wanted to do that so that then I can just do the normal, which should be in that direction up. If it isn't, then I don't know what else to do. Oh, my entrance into the Kerbal system is off. I see. So basically I'm doing these maneuver nodes and my inclination is off to relative to Kerbin. That makes a little bit more sense. I was wondering why this was so difficult. Why am I focused? What the But it was what you deserved. Trying to figure it out in Kerbal 2. Now my previous ascent profile was suboptimal. So if things are unstabilized in Kerbal 2, just strut everything together. But yeah, no, I think... I can't help you, unfortunately, Serenity, with Kerbal 2. I wanted more practice to get it circularization, but it had about 0D delta V to spare. Anyways, are you going into lurk, Kate, cutie? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Oh, hi there. Hey, Robocop. How's it going? More struts, more boosters. Oh, wait, no. I don't want to go... What are you doing, Kerbal? I need to go radial out. Basically, I'm trying to do one translation control at a time because I don't trust the maneuver nodes. Also, if we can get the periapsis on the equator line, right? If we can get the periapsis on the equator line, we can bring the apoapsis so it's really high, like high up here relative to Kerbin itself, and then we can do an inclination change up there, so that's not a problem. I mean, I guess the periapsis is somewhere here, but I can't click on that line. I'm gonna go with that. I'm not gonna keep. I can play around with this like forever. I'm a little bit worried that there's. Oh, that'll be the orbit that we're going into after the gravity assist. So I can't select this line here. So I'm just gonna hope it works. Just gonna hope it works. We're just gonna time warp and hope that the time warp doesn't go too fast. No quick saves. Because quick saves in the past have absolutely broken the game. I can select all of this, but I can't seem to select... Oh, maybe I... Can I select this? No, so I can't seem to select that orbital path. But I can select all the others. And... time warp to there. We'll see if that helps. I think we're about to hit this, but I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so I think we're getting to the right point. So even though Kerbal was really trying to make it so that I couldn't get this right. What is my periapsis? Okay, so it's 1,000 kilometers. That's all right for the time being. For the time being, that's okay. I would like to set focus here, please. Okay, the periapsis is a lot higher than I was expecting. So from here, let's do a small burn. Oh, I've got a message from Tesco. Due tomorrow. Tomorrow, it's fine. Right, this is a little bit easier to understand now. In case you're wondering what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get an orbit that is fairly equatorial. And because we're quite far away from Kerbal itself, we are going to be spending very little Delta V in order to get this right. And ideally, the cheapest way of doing this would have been out into interstellar space. But because I don't trust Kerbal at the moment, I'm not doing that. I don't trust these maneuver nodes, and I don't trust Kerbal. So we're not doing that. And this is all about patience. It's all about patience. So just bear with me, okay? It's fine. Patience is a virtue, absolutely. The fact that I'm only getting like 2 frames a second is quite worrying. I'm worried that I'm about to crash the entire game right now, but... We're getting the Kerbal home! I'm fighting the Kraken, god damn it! Game-breaking bugs be damned. Actually, I don't want any aero braking. I was going to say we could do some aero braking just to bring the what's it down, but actually I don't want that, so I'm changing my mind. Get rid of the clear target, because I think that's more of a distraction than it is anything else. Okay, there we go. 72 meters a second. 72 kilometers, rather, not meters a second. That's 2 very different things. Let's go over to our periapsis here, and I just want to see how much delta V this is going to cost. Probably a little bit less than normal. Yeah, it's only 100 meters a second. So the reason why it's a little bit less than normal. That being said, Right, cancel this. Hold on 1 second. What if we set this as target? Aha, there it is. I was wondering. Create maneuver node there. I'm gonna see if I can cancel out that inclination a little bit more. Ay, 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 ay. Come on, let me hover over this, please. Actually, that is almost perfect. We'll go to 85 kilometers. That's where we'll circularize, and then we won't have to do that. Ah, come on. Whoop. There we go. So that's 200 meters a second for that. So it's a little bit more. 200 meters a second is quite a lot when you're talking about like these sort of capture burns and transfer burns and things like that. But in like the fact that I've got an extra 2,000 meters a second like is okay, and I should be able to circularize around the 90k mark with about 900 meters a second thereabouts, maybe 1,000. Oh my god, it just takes so long for us to orientate the craft. But this should be good. Also, I do like the fact that you can lock those now, which is good. Right, let's time warp to this maneuver node. Please slow down time warp, thank you. Why will it not slow down the time warp? Get very nervous when it does that. Thanks, game. And we're just gonna hope that this works. I've got an orbital speed, here we go. So that's came up now, so that's good. As long as it's just getting nervous, you usually call it full scale panic, that's true. I tend not to experience too many full scale panics in Kerbal. I usually just like go, okay, that's fine, whatever. Okay. You usually call it full scale panic, I see. Like I've been through a lot in Kerbal, like there's not very much that it can shock me anymore. The state of the game shocks me. But I can't really do much about that, unfortunately. Game. 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 Come on now. Game froze. Game froze. How long have we been playing the game? 2 hours. It unfroze for a second and then it's frozen again. It's fine. Oh, whole game crashed. Yep. 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 Whole game crashed. Oh, it's testing me, isn't it? It's testing me, it's testing me. It's testing me, it's testing me. Oh. Oh. I'm shocked by the state of the game. I took that personal. Yep, I think so. I am shocked by the state of the game. I mean, don't charge this amount of money for a game in this state. Like, I'm sorry. I'm going to keep harping on about it. Oh, weekly challenge 5. Land on Duna. Okay. I'm gonna keep going on about it because it is a bit I know the latest, like the patch that the devs done was a big patch. That was the 16th of March. Well, that was a big patch, and it has fixed a lot of stuff. Has made it a little bit better, but it's still far from a game that should be put on sale. I don't know. Health warnings. Please read before playing. Experience epileptic seizures. I think that's all game players. Oh, I didn't show it you. There's like the game warning. It's like maybe mental health issues should come up as like, do not play this game if you are easily stressed because the game doesn't work and it will kill you. Any normal human being that has a risk of aneurysms. Is that the word? Is that the word I'm looking for? Aneurysms. Avoid playing this game. Adverse side effects of mind-numbing aneurysms, mental anguish, stress. Landed an empty Kerbal return vehicle on one of Duna's polar ice caps. Land a crew somewhere other than the ice caps. Drive that crew using either a wheeled or aerial vehicle from the second landing of the first one. Then return to Kerbal. Challenge accepted. Okay, that's all fine. I would be down for doing that if the game was in a point that could actually be done. I don't think you can do that in this current the way that the game's current state is. I don't think you can do that. You could do that in Kerbal though. Kerbal. Landing legs breaking your vehicles. Only problem? Are you sure that's the only problem, Serenity? Are you sure? This game is known to cause hair loss. Heightened heart rate, broken computers. Please play at your own risk. Yeah. Patience is advised. This is something else that I've noticed, right? Now, this could just be the fact that the game isn't optimized for my current rig, whatever. The load times are ridiculously long. The load times are just horrible. But I've heard loads of people rave on about how good the load times are in this game and, you know, things like that. They're not. At least not in my experience. Like, it took me like 10 minutes to reload the game, right? And now we're inside our vessel. Load times aren't long on your desktop, your laptop is hoarse. It could just be my rig. I mean, maybe my rig's out of date, which is... definitely a possibility. So the autosave is just before the maneuver node burn that we were about to do, so... Mine's pretty good, but I got a pretty beefy rig anyway. Well, I thought my rig was fairly beefy. It is a little bit old now. It's about 4 or 5 years old. So that could be the case that the graphics card is just not up to scratch. And it isn't really up to scratch. It is a GTX 1080, so 1080 GTX. So it's not the best. It's not like an RTX or something like that. It's not the best graphics card anymore. And the hard drive is quite old as well, so there's a number of different problems. But the RAM's great. You know, I've got 32 gig of RAM and it's fairly quick. DDR4, whatever, I don't know, like one of the fasty, speedy RAMs. That was only upgraded not that long back, so... Ryzen 5 900. M2 with an M2. Okay. So yeah, it could just be the fact that my rig is not as good as what I think it is. To be fair, I do need like a new hard drive and things like that. Because... Okay, cool. Let's do... Is it a little bit of radial out? Yep. Slight radial out, because I just want to bring that periapsis up ever so slightly, but our inclination around Kerbal is right, so that's good. We've got 2,800 meters a second left to do this capture burn, so we should have, yeah. SSD hard drive, yeah. Any kind. Yeah, I don't have SSD on my main rig. I've got SSD on my backup stuff, but SSD, but not on the main loading Windows thing. I've always been very scared to change. Basically, I don't want to do something wrong and lose all of my stuff on my hard drive, you know what I mean? Doesn't have to be perfect, but that's the idea. I have lost the AP and periapsis of the periapsis there. I don't know where the apoapsis is, but sure. Okay, so that's about 1,040 meters a second. So yeah, we're well within budget. Then we're going to send a space plane out to this, and we're going to try and rendezvous, and we're going to try and... We're going to try and rendezvous with it, dock, and transfer the Kerbals back, then land back on the KSC. That might be a little bit ambitious, but I'm going to try and do it. That's what we're going to do. So I think the burn time things here are actually fairly accurate now. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, there's something wrong with my vessel, look. The center of mass. It's not, I wonder if that's been playing havoc. Now how long that's been happening. So when you hit the target node there, it doesn't actually do the target thing. That's fine. Get rid of that, don't want that. Not great. Oh, my descending nodes changed. Oh, fucking goddamn pieces of shit, I swear to God. It's fine. It's so difficult to maneuver this vessel around. Rotation of this vessel is just impossible. And I've got like massive gyros on it as well, so... Yeah, it's just not... It doesn't move fast enough, damn it. I mean, large vessels are notoriously difficult to maneuver anyway, right? Like, but... yeah. Okay, cool. We have a good, stable orbit with, you know, fairly equatorial. It's not perfect. It doesn't have to be. Fairly equatorial orbit there. We had spare 1,500 meters a second. Now, I reckon we used an extra 500 meters a second on that transfer burn because basically we had to guess coming back from Duna. So we probably would have ended up circulating around Kerbal with around about 3,000 meters a second spare. However, we didn't bring the lander back with us, which we were supposed to, so that will have greatly diminished the amount of delta V that we had. So it's kind of a good job that we didn't bring that lander back. I am actually going to close that cargo bay. We don't need it open. So we're back. We're back to Kerbal. So next step, I'm going to send an SSTO out here. We're going to go and dock with this docking port, if I can. And bring back the Kerbals. Holy like, this vessel is far beyond broken, though. Look at all the graphical errors that has happened. We're just going to ignore that. We're just going to ignore it, okay? We're just going to ignore it. Just, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're just going to go to the vehicle assembly building. Whew. That was probably the most tedious, difficult mission I've done in Kerbal. Like, of all time, I would say. Right, we want Silverwing. So let's make sure there are no Kerbals on board. Actually, no, we want one Kerbal because we're bringing back 5, right? So we'll put Jorlo Kerman on there. And wish me luck, chat. VAB message, still loading message. What? Oh. That was the most tedious, difficult mission you have ever done in Kerbal until now. No, it's not the most difficult, tedious mission in Kerbal. It was a very simple mission. It was very, very, very simple. It was a simple mission, but all of the bugs happened. So here we go. Here's our... Actually, you know what? Let's give this a bit of a paint job, shall we? Let's give it a little bit of a paint job, but this is the SSTO that we designed last stream. And we're not doing the purpose that the design of this SSTO was meant for. It was meant to go a lot further than where we're going to take it. But I didn't design it very well, so... Okay, let's give this a lick of paint. So, what colors should we go for? Do you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking the whole thing, the whole assembly, are gonna go black, right? Then we're gonna do individual parts. And I'm just gonna have a look, see what kind of stripes we can add to this somewhere. What colour stripes should we go for? Yeah, I kind of like the lighter. No. I really wish we had like a color picker. There we go. Or hex values, yes. But it's not the end of the world. I mean, that for me can come later, right? And I'm pretty sure it will. That is not something that needs to be added into the game in its current state. So it's called Silverwing, even though I've gone like Blackbird. Right, shall we send this out? This might be a matter of trial and error. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know whether I've designed this thing I don't want to control it. I want to focus. I want to set target, please. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, never mind. Revert. Confirm revert. My staging got messed up at some point. The weird thing is that we didn't make any changes to the stages, but now the staging is like completely different. We didn't make any changes to the staging. I don't understand. How do I... What? Oh god, no. Is it broken? I don't know what's happening. My stages have broken. I can't put it all in one stage. This doesn't seem to want to... There we go. Fixed it. Let's make sure that my action groups are the same. They've not broken. No, I fixed it. It's fine. I'll tell you what. We want to take the intake stuff off because that doesn't actually do anything. So action group 1 is changing cycle, action group 2 is toggling off the rapiers, action group 3 is to toggle on the terrier, action group 4 is the cargo bay. Apart from we want to take off the solar panels because they don't work in the action group. So there's some things that we found last stream that weren't working in the action group. Okay, cool. Right, now, Serenity, you said about your space plane. Something that can be affecting your space plane is the rear landing gear. What I like to do, now I don't know whether this is the case in Kerbal or not, I like to give it a little bit of a camber, right? So they are, I don't know if you can tell, there's a less of an angle here than what there is here. That's intentional. So normally, with your landing gear, when you place them, there's like a 90-degree angle between the part and the gear itself on both sides. But I move it out by like 5 degrees or whatever. So there's it's 95 degrees that side and 85 degrees that side. And that just helps it go in a straight line on the runway. Which is something that actual aircraft do. Kind of. Not in that exact thing. I want to load that, please. Why am I using the Terrier and simply not the close? Because it's more efficient. It's more efficient. And the original design of this... Well, I am going to use the closed cycle loop, but once I've got that AP out far enough, I switch off the closed cycle loop and I use the Terriers to circularize, and then I've got more delta V up in space. The original idea behind this was that this was going to go out to Minmus and back. So I wanted to use the Terrier as like a super efficient way, but then I decided I can't be bothered. Go into the parts manager of the front landing gear and set drag to 0. Can you? Drag to 0. Do you mean brake? Yeah, so your front, also your brakes, when you have your brakes on, you don't want brakes on the front of the landing gear. I think that's what you mean, Johnny? Or do you mean friction? It'll be the friction control level. That's what you mean. You mean the friction control level. Yeah, yeah, you can also do that. That will also stop you from kind of veering off to the front left-hand side. Yeah, it was friction. Yeah. I realized after you said it. Front landing gear is pretty far back, to be honest. It is on this, yes. Yeah, you can do this. I don't need to do this because that's not going to be a problem on this. Friction is a kind of drag. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, sort of. It's similar. It's the same directional force. So I'll give you that. All right, let's launch it. Yeah, so the original concept of this space plane was to go to Minmus, but I got my fuel ratio wrong on this. But in its current state, it can get into orbit fairly well, I think. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if it's broken since I played it last week. I really wish we had cockpit view mode. That would be nice. Wait a second. Invert controls. Thank you. For whatever reason, the wings are not... The wing surfaces there, I don't know if you saw, like when I hit pitch up, were forcing the plane down. So now I've had to invert my pitch controls for whatever reason. I'm not quite sure what that is. Yeah, we wanted to add 3 tons of oxidizer. Yes, we wanted to add a lot more oxidizer to this thing than yeah, the methane. We've got too much methane on the thing, basically. But I mean, for this purpose, this space plane will do. I mean, it may as well. I want to see how good this is at docking. I want to see. It's a good test. It's a good test. Gives me something to do, right? So, I will say this, since the update, the parts seem a lot more stable. So they've fixed that. Because we've got 2 struts on this, like that's it, and that's just holding these wingtips together. Like nothing feels wobbly, like when you go to like transonic speeds, which we're currently at, Mach 1.2, we're able to actually move the craft without the whole thing falling apart. So, I think all of the parts have had grandparent strut added to them or something like that. Oh, 80 kilometers. Okay. We're gonna have to go set up AP about... I don't know. We'll see. Trying to cancel out my inclination issues that we've got now rather than later. It's burning through a lot of methane. Dun dun dun. Oh, 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 don't pitch up too hard, Womble. Jesus. That created a shit ton of drag, that's not good. To be honest, I think I activated those engines a little bit, the rocket engines, too early. I'm an idiot, that's why. Wait, closed cycle? I know, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. It's fine, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yep. Yep. I know, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot, Serenity. It's fine, don't worry about it. It's fine. You blithering idiot. Hey, Cyan, how's it going? Yeah, okay, I'm an idiot. 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 It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We're trying again. Weekend! It is the weekend. That's right. Speaking of weekend, I think I need to get some takeaway of some kind. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, I think I'm going to get a takeaway. Everyone makes mistakes. I have noticed that I've been making a lot more errors to this sort of a thing in Kerbal 2 than what I used to in Kerbal 1. So maybe I'm just out of practice. But I think because I'm surrounded by bugs and things, like it is taking my... Oh, bollocks. It's taking my mind a little bit longer, I think, to do all sorts of stuff. It's okay though, I am going to time warp this bit. Well, good to know that the vessel does actually traverse quite well under time warp, so that's good. So yeah, there are some things that the last patch has definitely fixed. You wouldn't have been able to time warp this part of the vessel, although now it's mindlessly shifting over to the left. It's fine. When I get up to about 10k, we'll level off, and then we'll try and get a little bit faster going. Wait, what happened to the front struts? They deleted themselves in the editor, and so here's the thing, Cyan. Serenity, sorry. Here's the thing, Serenity. I have a feeling they're still there. So I have a feeling the struts are actually there and they're functioning, but you can't visually see them. So I think that's a bug, but you know what? I'm not going to complain because the bug actually is helping me. I think they're still there because everything's still stable. But yeah, no, the front struts that were connecting like this out a bit to here just randomly disappeared one time and I don't know where they went. Or you could do that. There we go. There we go. That's a little bit better. Hidden auto strut feature. Yeah. Trying to cancel out this weird inclination that we seem to have picked up, but it's actually a lot more difficult. I don't think the vessel is necessarily balanced great. So I am going to turn off the rapiers now. We'll turn on the Terrier. I'm trying to change the ascending node there, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Like, not massively anyway. We're still quite low in the atmosphere. So I think there's quite a lot of drag that's still being happening on the vessel, which is probably why I'm struggling. Yeah, we've got quite a shallow ascent. Which I don't normally do. I usually pitch up, actually. Now I think about it, when we put the rocket engines on, we pitch up a little bit more. Holy Mother of God, this is going to be a little bit of a finesse, isn't it? I really wish I could time warp faster than what we're doing, but we're still in the atmosphere. Although I don't necessarily think we're in too much danger of re-entering. Yeah, we've got loads of methane left compared to the amount of oxidizer. So effectively it's just dead weight. It's a shame that all the overlay items didn't disappear. Still, I will take the screenshot there. Time warp thing is bugged and doesn't go invisible. Yeah, it's annoying. That's a new bug though, because it was fine before, right? So that's a new bug. Yeah. Do. I think I would like to also just hit anti-normal real quick. Might even do this with monopropellant, maybe. Actually, no, there's no point. Maybe. Or it's just not going to ignite the engines. I don't... I am very confused. Fine, let's do it with monopropellant, because for whatever reason it's not. I did put... Have the monopropellant translation controls changed? How do you fly? Okay, so... Right, first off, that camera bug is annoying. Secondly, there's definitely monopropellant in this, right? Delete should switch to docking mode. Okay, so it's completely different. Yeah, but the monopropellant isn't flying though. And I never used docking mode anyway. Like, what happened to the... Like, the monopropellant isn't firing. That's my point. RCS is on. Is the monopropellant in this? Yep, plenty of monopropellant. We've got a Kerbal on board, so there's control. Yeah. Did they change the controls, or? I never used docking mode anyway. I used to use H and N for different translation controls. What happens if we control from the docking port? Let's try that. So we want... No. I think they changed something. Shows on the top right, the monopropellant. Yeah, but I mean, animal. No. That must have been since the last patch that they changed this then, because before the docking was working. Ah. Okay, hold on. Now it's working. Now it's working. Okay, I realized what I was doing. I had the controls in limited finite control mode. I've only got 60 meters a second left, by the way, which is not much. Yeah, okay, so now they're working. Right, okay. It was, it's the finite control mode that doesn't work. So you know when you hit caps lock? So look, so right now it's like on, off, and there's no like in between. If you hit caps lock, it does make those adjustments, but it's ever so tiny and small kind of thing. Like you can't get 100%. 100% give, right? Do you see what I mean? Like, so it's that caps lock mode that's broken. Something else that's broken. Now we're just gonna let the craft get closer and closer and closer, and then we'll I've only got 60 meters a second though, so This might take a while. This might take a while, chat. I hope you're all right for me to just go through go through this mode. Yeah, the fact that I've only got 60 meters a second is a little bit scary. We're slowly catching up with it. It's fine. It's just gonna take a few orbits. Just gonna take a few orbits, that's all. Can you even deorbit with 20 meters a second? We'll find out. I've got the monopropellant, so I'm kind of hoping that I'm gonna have plenty of monopropellant spare to be able to use the deorbit itself with the monopropellant. That's kind of what I'm hoping for, which is why I'm not doing any maneuver nodes right now. That's why I'm not maneuvering the craft. And why we're very slowly going further around. This is going to take a while. Let's go to the tracking station. And we're going to control this. That's a little bit disorientating. Oh my goodness. There we go. Cool. So there we go. We're 27 meters a second away. Let's have a look at this. Are we ahead or behind? Oh, we're ahead. Rip. I went too far. Too far, take it back. That's a little bit irritating, but it is what it is. Right, what's our relative speed? 194 meters a second. Okay, so we don't have the delta V to be able to do this, I don't think. Yeah, we just don't have the oxidizer. So, for safety's sake, we're just going to deorbit. Because I don't think... Yeah, I don't think we've got the Delta V to be able to do this. Which we should have had, but I think my launch trajectory wasn't really exactly, let's say, efficient because I was in the atmosphere for too long. So my launch was bad. So I'm going to try and save this. So according to this, I've got 0 meters a second left. Just as long as that I'm using RCS now to deorbit. I'm still going to aim for the KSC. We've got loads of methane left, so as long as I can get into the atmosphere, we can reignite the air-breathing engines, and we should be able to land on the runway from here. But I really need to pray that I've done this right. Well, we're definitely going back to Kerbal now. So that's good. I'm just not as good at Kerbal as what I used to be. I think that's the thing I'm learning right now, is that I'm way out of practice. Designing craft, I'm way out of practice. Flying craft. But it's okay. This is fine. This is fine. I mean, I've barely tested this craft, to be fair, so this is kind of like its first major test. So we knew that it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do, so this is okay. I'm alright. I'm okay with this. This monopropellant stuff really is not efficient, is it? It is meant for fine controls. Yeah. The problem is the fine control thing doesn't work. Yeah, it is meant for fine controls, but the monopropellant thrusters before, I don't remember having issues like this. They seem to be a lot more powerful in Kerbal 1, or maybe I'm just misremembering. I'm probably misremembering, let's be honest. Oh, not enough thrust on the monopropellant. I wonder if... Well, it definitely feels like... Oh, do you know what? I can't mess with this just yet because I'm controlling from the docking port. Oh, that might be why, actually. Control from here. That could be why it's not efficient, is because the monopropellant isn't balanced, right? We never balanced the monopropellant around the vessel. So that will be why. So now I'm going... Yeah, so it's using like loads of monopropellant to kind of like try and balance itself. So yeah, it's 1.1 kilonewtons of thrust, which is what the old monopropellant thrusters were. But that should make it help us deorbit a little bit better now. Because effectively the monopropellant was being used to try and keep us balanced because we're firing our thrusters off of the plane of where we needed to go. So that makes sense. What's wrong with your typos today? It's fine, don't worry about it. Spelling is hard. I understand. Oh, my electric charge is being drained. Or at least it has at some point, look. I don't know, maybe not. I'm literally dumping all of my monopropellant because we don't need it. Probably the crew lights. Does that actually drain the electric charge? Be cool if it did. Well, the big answer will be whether or not that... Yeah, no, it's being recharged with the solar panels, so yeah. They must have turned on the electric charge in-game. Yeah, they must have. It's now fully... The craft looks cool even if it doesn't work. Okay, so we might not be able to land at the KSC. We might have to ditch this in the water, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't question my methods. Oh, look at that synchronized solar panel closing. Yes, to a stable orbit, so I'd argue it works. Replace the crew cabin with a small satellite payload, GG. Yeah, it's not the orbit that I want it to go to, though. Serenity. It doesn't work at the moment. I've got too much methane and not enough oxidizer. And if I wanted to send this out to, say, Mitmus, which was the original goal of this thing, it's a failure, right? Because it doesn't go where it's supposed to go. It's a failure by quite a way. I didn't get the... Oh, here comes... Here comes the end of the desert. Okay. Game? Lost control of the vessel then. Weird. Create as much drag as possible, see if that helps. Yeah, so look how much methane we've got. So we're in air breathing mode right now. But there's not going to be any air up here. Where's my periapsis? It's a little bit high. We might not be able to land on the KC. What is that? That is not on the KSC for some reason. Okay. I don't know. I will do my best to land on the runway, but I don't think I'll be able to. I think I'm gonna. Well, we're definitely gonna overshoot by quite a way, but I'll try and fly us back. I'll try and turn us around and fly us back with the methane that we've still got in the tanks. That's the plan at the moment. I'm creating as much drag as possible. I'm starting to get very hungry, so I will need to get some food very shortly. So once I've landed / unsuccessfully landed this, I'll call it a day, just so you're aware. So yeah, we are a little bit high at the moment, and we're going too fast, but I still might be able to do like some aggressive kind of like gravity air braking turns here, because obviously we're overshooting. So I don't know whether I will be able to land at the KSC. I think we're overshooting by too far. I think we'll probably end up like landing out here somewhere in the waterway. I don't think I'll be able to get back, but we'll see. I'll do my best. Got to play with the cards you're dealt, right? Thing is, we're not really slowing down by much, and I'm creating about as much drag as you can make. Power slide. Start turning the dragon to lift when I can. I should start pulling the trajectory place up round that way. Might have to bring it out of time warp. trying to affect my inclination so that we go up. Now, this could be because the arrow's not quite right on the game, but it handles quite well on re-entry. Obviously, there's no overheating. But, like, even now, it's handling pretty okay. All things considered. So I said it'd be somewhere around here that we were about to land. But I do have... maybe potentially some air-breathing engines to turn on. Now, we have had in the past that I haven't been able to turn these on, so... Oh, we've got air, though. But the engines didn't ignite. Why are my roll surfaces not working? There we go. See if we get this thing turned around. Oh, but it like they turned on for a little bit, now they're turned off. Are these turned off? Intakes are enabled. Closed cycle mode, air breathing mode. Work then! Yeah, the air breathing. So these rapiers are broken. Methane deprived. So the air breathing, the engines are broken because there is no reason why right now we shouldn't be getting thrust. Apart from the fact that we're in... I don't get why we're air deprived. I mean, we're at 10 kilometers altitude, 10,000 meters. We've got... the nose cones are intaking. They're just, it's bugged out, basically. So the rapier engines are bugged out. So don't use them, chat. Because they are bugged out. So we're going to go for a water landing. I wonder if I can go to... Jet engine seem bugged. Well, it's not... Well, yeah, it is. It's the... Yeah, no. Can't get them to work. It's fine. I'm just going to nosedive and then we'll do a water landing. Because that's going to be quite a fun little dive that we've got going on here. Bing, bing, bing. Pull up. Pull up. Ding, ding, ding. 230 meters a second, heading directly to the ground. Pull up. Oh no, I pulled up a little bit too early. I'm a chicken. I'm a chicken. Whee! This isn't flying. This is falling with style. Yeah, no, for whatever reason, it's just not triggering. We have touchdown. Oh, apparently water landings are not a thing that we can be doing. Apparently you can't do water landings in the game. Okay, good to know. Recover vessel. Confirm. I don't... not at that speed? What do you mean not at that speed? I was doing 50 meters a second when I hit the surface of the water. I'd slowed down. It's ice. It is more like ice. Maybe I should have put the landing gear out. I didn't have landing gear. Maybe that was it. I think at the moment it's just simulating water, but it's not actually water itself. That's fine. It's fine, chat. But I'm gonna call it. I had fun. Even though Kerbal is still broken beyond belief, and it's currently playable. It's playable if you know how to play the game well, right? But if you're a beginner coming into the game for the first time, it's so difficult when you've got all these bugs that you're trying to like manage around. And that for me is the big problem. Is that they're really trying to market this for new players, like with all these tutorials and stuff that have gone on in the game. They're really trying to market it for... shut up, Pass Womble. It feels like they're trying to market it for like brand new players into the Kerbal franchise coming in. And if you are a brand new player and you don't have any experience, or if you're like me, an idiot that hasn't played Kerbal in like over a year and a half, it's really difficult to like play the game. But we can have fun, like by blowing stuff up, but I don't think my entertainment for this game is gonna last. I'm certainly, in its current state, I'm certainly not going to be able to do 5,000 hours on it. How many hours do I have on the game so far? I've got 36. Yeah, and I'm definitely feeling like, I don't really want to play too much more, honestly. I've got 36 and a half hours in the game. I feel like I don't really want to play too much more. Even with the latest patches that they've done, I'm struggling to figure out why I'm playing this. Why I'm still playing this. Because I think it's the majority of the player base have just given up. And I feel like I'm there. Unfortunately. It is what it is. It's a shame. It's a shame. Maybe I need to come back after the next patch, maybe, see what they do. Apparently some more content's coming out in May, but they need to optimize the game. It's not playable at the moment, in my opinion. Well, it is playable. Like, you can work around the bugs and stuff, but you can't do any big missions that I kind of want to do. Because I'm not a good enough player to be able to actually work with the Kraken, and it's a bit. It feels like a shame. Anyway, I am going to head out. Have a good night, evening, noon. Insert time zone here. Have a good one. I shall see you tomorrow with some RimWorld. Because I don't want to play Kerbal tomorrow. I'm trying not to do too much Kerbal. I'll do it every so often. To be fair, the stream lasted longer than what it was going to last. It was only going to be like a 2.5 hour stream, and we ended up going for 3.5. So it kept me playing. Tomorrow is RimWorld, though, where the game is in a much, much better place than what Kerbal 2 is. We are currently playing through the Space Divas campaign scenario. So if you want to know more about that, that is the link for it. That gives you the little bit of the scenario, the story behind the save and the rules of which we are bound by. And yeah, we're getting somewhere with that save. I've been really enjoying that RimWorld save. It's a bit more of an easier save file that we've got going because we are doing a Phoebe save, and she's less intense, at least at the beginning. She gets very intense towards the end, like the reactor raids on Phoebe are very difficult. So if you are interested in RimWorld, please stick around. I'll probably be going live around about noon-ish tomorrow until about 7 o'clock. Maybe, I don't know, we'll do it. We'll aim for a little bit of a longer stream tomorrow. And then next week I'm back to work. So it's going to be back to Saturday streams and the occasional midday week bonus stream when I have time. So that'll be next week. So yeah, thank you very much for stopping by. Have a good night, evening, noon, insert time zone here, and I'll see you guys on the flipperoonie of the sidification.